The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Maker's mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However, I will see to this matter as soon as possible.
My Lady Inquisitor. Please, may I have a word with you?
Oh dear. Okay. It's always something.
Just when you've solved one crisis, another springs up to take its place.
I am sorry to place this burden on your shoulders, but you are the only one who can help. With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine.
Ugh.
We cannot answer it without the left and right hands of Divine Justinia V.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Leliana and Seeker Cassandra cannot be spared from their duties.
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will not be harmed by the loss of just 2 souls.
Well, they're not just 2 people, are they? They're kind of essential. Yeah, why do you need them?
Why do you need Liliana and Cassandra?
They were Her Holiness's most trusted advisors. They represent her legacy, her hopes for peace in Thedas. They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
Okay. The clergy is that divided. What are you saying? They're candidates for divine, or you think very highly of them. Okay. I'm a little confused that they would be candidates for the divine. I kind of think I should go with number 1, though. We're not really up on Chantry politics, so what exactly are you saying here?
I don't understand. What is it you're asking of them?
We need them to serve as candidates for the role of divine. Everyone with the political support to succeed Justinia perished alongside her. Those who remain are unable to gather the majority of votes from the Conclave of Grand Clerics. They have been deadlocked for too long. Lady Liliana and Seeker Cassandra were Justinia's most trusted friends and advisors. Our late divine is still held in high esteem. To honor her, the Grand Clerics might support one of them as successor.
Okay. Yeah, how long is this gonna take?
How long does the Chantry need them?
Several months, at least.
Ooh.
If one of them is crowned divine, she would not be returning to the Inquisition.
No, these are crucial to the Inquisition.
These aren't just any 2 people. They're key members of the Inquisition.
For the sake of Thedas, we must ask you to make this sacrifice.
This will have to be settled later. The Inquisitor has only just returned and has important business to attend to. You must excuse us, revered mother.
Yeah. You tell her, Josie.
Don't let them detract from your victory at Alam-Shiral. Now that the political situation has stabilized, we can devote more Inquisition resources to pursuing Corypheus. I would talk to Hawke. Soon.
Right. Okay, so she wants us to go to Crestwood then. But yeah, we are back from Alam-Shiral, and a few of the advisors and companions will have fresh clothes. Not all of them, because strangely enough, I really don't think there's very many outfit swaps for Varric or the Iron Bull, or even Cole. And Dorian only has 1 or 2. And one of those apparently breaks the game, so I wasn't going to go for that. But Cassandra has one. Josephine has one. And I've put Liliana into something new. Sarah as well. So everyone, well not everyone, but most people who have connections in Val Royeaux decided to get themselves some nice new threads while we were there. Cassandra, let's speak.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra?
Ah,
The clerics
okay.
are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
All right. Is she bothering you? Yeah, having fun. What's this about? Yeah, is she bothering you?
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
Yeah, that's a bit odd, isn't it? Is that even possible? Yeah. Could you actually climb to the top of the Chantry?
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
Okay. Why am I not a candidate? Yeah. Refuse if you don't want it. Who cares about the Chantry, or you'd be perfect? I think it's going to be 1 or 3. If you don't want it, then you should refuse. But really, who cares about the Chantry? That would be our feeling, though. Who cares about the Chantry? We know by now that Cassandra really does. She does care about the Chantry. I'm still tempted to say it, though. Yeah, let's just do it. Who cares about the Chantry?
Why even consider it? Who cares about the Chantry?
I care.
Oh, okay.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
Really? Even in the face of certain death. So you don't believe in the Chantry?
I'm surprised to hear you of all people say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Okay, the Chantry has failed. These are extreme times. We'll do better then. The Chantry has failed. I kind of think she should... She is a woman of faith. Oh, this is difficult. I don't like the Chantry. But she's literally just told us she absolutely does. She cares. She really cares. So, yeah, we're just going to tell her to do better then. If she cares about this thing, make it better. Don't just continue on.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Bit more passion.
Did you
come on.
know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
Really? Really? I like your determination. I can help you. No. What about Leliana? Yeah.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Liliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people, would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
Right. Well, maybe that's what they need, though. They're already in chaos. A little bit more chaos isn't going to... It's not going to hurt, really. In fact, more chaos would be better, because then it would be easier for people to pick and choose what they want and go forwards with that. Be easier to make a new order if everything is in chaos rather than just a few things. What would you change then? Yeah.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
Okay, I like that. I do like that. It's definitely a more moderate view. I still think we should check this out. No? Okay, same ones. Well, we have other concerns. Maybe the Chantry should end a new crusade for you. Look, maybe we should just get rid of the Chantry while we have the chance. Just float that idea.
Perhaps the Chantry needs more than just change.
You mean get rid of it entirely? I disagree. Without the Chantry, the faithful would be lost. The Chantry must simply be more responsible in how it leads. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Right. You know, I do like how, even now that I've just been questioning her entire belief system, everything that she's spent her life, you know, working for, she didn't get angry. Not really. She didn't get angry with me. She kept her cool and just explained her position, and I do like that. That's character growth, Cassandra. That's character growth. It speaks well of you. I think you would do well as divine. I do. Now. You'd do well now. At the beginning of all this, definitely not. You were too angry. And too violent. Well, I should probably go and speak to a few other people. Yeah, we do seem to have a quest in here. Is it in there or in there? Let's come in here first. This is the surgeon. Okay, is it you?
Have you heard of the new procedures coming out of Orlais? A hole drilled into the skull will cure most ailments. Imagine not to be dependent on magic.
Are you kidding? Yes, trepanning. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that will solve most problems. Anything else, surgeon?
Try not to touch the leeches. They are quite delicate.
Yeah, you have leeches. I'm getting the quest completed sort of noise. Just for speaking to you. That's strange. Do you have anything
A word
else?
to the wise. When all else fails, amputate.
Okay, I guess you just have a lot of these. Let's keep going.
Excuse the smells in the infirmary. Someone spilled their guts not an hour ago. Literally.
Oh, okay. Well, keep
Your
going.
visits do lift the spirits of the wounded, Inquisitor.
Do they? Well, let's just keep
Your
going.
worship. Your worship.
Alright, so that's the end. We're still getting the quest completed sound, but nothing is happening, so it must have been through this door instead.
I have
Now, is
another
it-
message for Bonnie.
I think that's a title.
Oh, bells. I've been writing it wrong.
Oh, bells? Never heard that one.
Quiet, you. Your feet and hands, not a mouth.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, is it the table or is it you yourself? Let's speak with you.
Oh, my maker. You cannot imagine how many letters I've received about the fracas at Halam Shiral. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut, although it is yet bewildering at the center.
Okay. Halam Shiral caused a stir then?
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
Right, okay. So, are we well supplied then?
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
Good.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Okay, negotiate a deal for weapon plans operation available. So it was you, and not the requisitions. Yeah, okay, so we have completed Skyhold's renovations. We just have... What was that? That's from the Storm Coast, and this sad weapon. Don't know where we're going to find those.
Another time.
Alright then. Let's get inside and we will speak to a few more people. In fact, Liz, are you going to say anything about Halam Shiral?
Going well, I hope?
I mean, I hope so. Ugh, no. What's new? See if she has anything there.
What's been going on?
Madame de Fer said hello to me. Or maybe she was waving at someone else and I just thought she was. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Oh, Liz.
Take care.
Never mind. Never mind. Oh, gosh. They're deep into their cups. They are deep into them. Okay, Krem, you got anything new?
Inquisitor?
How can we use you?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
A few Orlesian nobles didn't like how things ended at the Winter Palace. They're not rebelling outright, but they've brought in mercenary companies in preparation. The Chargers have a good reputation. If we go in, we can buy the companies out from underneath them. The nobles will lose the men they meant for causing trouble, and the Inquisition gets some fresh blood.
Now that's a good idea. Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Meet Orlesian mercenaries operation available. Thank you, Krem. Bull, anything new from you?
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Shiral was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Yeah. We need politics. There were mitigating factors, or I agree. It was a mess. How would the clans do politics? I think they'd probably just keep it towards the elders. All of the elders would just do the politics and everyone else just does as they're told. But you were first. You were first to the Keeper, so you would understand politics. I'm wondering what mitigating factors means. Is this going to be a, well, it's normally fine, but, you know, things are a bit crazy. Let's go with that one, just because it feels like a middle ground.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and muddying the waters.
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate, the Qun would survive unchanged. I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care what any single person wants. Orlais is full of people who care about nothing else.
Yeah. Very true, Bull. Very true. Okay. And I don't think we've given you your next quest, have we, Sutherland? Are we still waiting on that?
This is the start of something grand. I know it.
Yeah, so never mind. But let's go and speak with Sarah.
Of course.
Hopefully, the outfit has taken. Oh dear.
One for the Empress. For Gaspard. Brianna. The Duchess. And Corypheus. Right in the dangle bag.
Okay, what's wrong? Remind me not to get you mad, or you think they're the same. Yeah, you kind of lumped everyone in with Corypheus there.
You think all those people should be treated the same?
After Halam Shirel? Kind of. They all get little people killed and don't care. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right? So long as there's a butt for the throne. A skinny elven puppet arse at that. Wonder how long before she forgets her poor elves. Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
We made important decisions. Earwigs, that'd stop a ball, or that wouldn't have helped. Earwigs would definitely stop a ball. Earwigs would stop any kind of gathering. Ugh. It wouldn't have helped, no. We did make important decisions, though. No, it wouldn't have helped.
And that would accomplish what exactly?
Stinging around the face and neck? Can't assassinate empresses if your eyes swell shut. I don't know. I'm just trying to get this junk out of my head. These people, they're the worst. Ugh, you know the most important thing I got out of all of that mess? The one thing. Don't sleep with empresses. That's what that was all about. That and Briala being an idiot. The whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
Really? It's not that simple. Briala is in charge now, or their mistakes made it worse. Yeah, their mistakes are what made that situation just horrible.
That was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
Wrong way around, Inquisitor.
Oh, okay.
It started worse. Lots of people died before there was a hole in the sky. That's who you're saving. If you get a chance, maybe remind them not to be idiots.
Okay, was that me agreeing with her about Briala? Not sure about that. But yeah, okay, Sarah has a new outfit. It's not, you know, flashy or anything, but I like it. It's understated, but it looks like, you know, she went home. She came with us to Val Royeaux, Halam Shirel, whatever. And she picked up some of her old stuff, or new stuff, while she was there. I like that. Take, but that's just the books that we don't need to take anymore. But yeah, alright. So, she's not too upset with us over that. I did wonder. I wondered if she'd be very upset.
Well, let me know if you find one.
Okay, there's just some ambient dialogue. I thought it might be another thing to do with Cole, but no. Okay, Cole, let's speak.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
That's the game. Did you like the masks? Or I agree. So it would have been it would have been a lot easier if they just said what they wanted. But did you like the masks? Yeah.
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks. Everyone had them on their faces.
Those weren't their faces.
Oh, cool. No. Okay, goodbye.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
Oh, cool. Yeah, I suppose he wouldn't really differentiate, would he? He wouldn't really care. Okay, let's go and speak to Cullen then. He should be just across the way. Might as well speak to everyone while we have the chance. Ah, okay. Who are you?
Inquisitor, if you're looking for the commander, he's gone to speak with Seeker Pentecost.
See why Cullen and Cassandra are meeting. Okay, okay. And are we going to a specific place to find that out? Maybe we need to go and speak to Cassandra. Maybe. Okay. Well then. We'll come out here and we'll go and speak to Blackwall. Hello, Fairbanks.
That Corypheus, he's a snake. The Conclave, Haven, Halam Shirel. Never see him until it's too late.
That's why we have talkers and hounds. Allies better than him.
We had allies before.
Not like this. Haven wasn't anything like this.
True. Haven was nothing like this. Let's see if we can buy any more steeds. Yeah, okay. Free Marcher's Ranger and an Amaranthine Charger. I think I was leaving these until I could get another perk, wasn't I? So I could get them cheaper, but never mind. Let's just... okay, that's going to be part of my inventory. Well, that's silly. Well, we do need to sell some stuff. Sell all. And then we'll get those. There we go. Okay. Now, Blackwall.
The war in Olay has claimed too many lives. I pray that it's over for good.
I mean, I should hope so. But is that all you wanted to say? Nothing about Halam Shiral? Thoughts on the Inquisition?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
Right. Okay. No, okay. I think that's enough.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Okay. Well, never mind. Dennett, I don't suppose we can get anything new from you.
All's well.
Any news?
Heard anything worth noting?
Too busy to hear things, and that's how I like it.
Right, okay. Well, how are the horses?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Oversupplied. Never thought a mountain pass could seem like luxury.
Right, okay, well, good.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Yeah. Good to know everything's going well. Should probably try and sell some stuff. Sell some more things. Let's see if everybody's got all of their stuff on, actually. In fact, I don't. I do not have my stuff on. Get your robes back on. And we do have some masks. Okay, that one's for cunning. And that one's also for cunning. Okay. That's a shame. Well, you could have the seer cowl. That's oh god, that's cunning as well. Really? Well, you can keep the Carter hat then. I think ranged defense would be good for you. Let's see what anyone else can have. All right then. I think that's probably good enough.
I heard Corypheus has magic for you elves.
You take that back before I shove it through your teeth.
That's what you'd say, right? If you were with him.
How does that make any sense?
How does any of it? Someone's behind it. Has to be.
Okay. So you're just blaming the elves? How dare you? How dare you? Well, never mind. Oh, okay. Tiny bit of slowdown. So, let's go over to Cassandra, I think.
Hello? Hello? You haven't said a word since they got back from Halam. Future not so rosy? Thought you had both sides covered, that you were on your way back to court.
An elf. You don't know how undone my contacts are. Our history.
Yes, well, buck up. Odds are you won't survive this anyway.
That's actually comforting.
Oh, wow. Wow. Good. I'm glad that's comforting. Cassandra, is that you here? Or in there? Huh. Okay, no, it's just in here. Well, let's go in then. Oh.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit...
Oh dear.
We will speak of this later.
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium?
Yeah, okay, you were to watch him. I think it's brave, or he was determined. Yeah, apparently you're watching him.
Yes, he trusted your judgment on the matter.
He was not interested in my judgment today. Cullen has asked that I recommend a replacement for him. I refused. It's not necessary. Besides, it would destroy him. He's come so far.
Right, okay, so why didn't you tell me that then? Why did you just walk off?
Why didn't he come to me?
We had an agreement long before you joined us. As a Seeker, I could evaluate the dangers.
Okay, well, can we change his mind? Who do I listen to here, or shouldn't he decide? Yeah. Who do I listen to here?
Cassandra, did you refuse Cullen's request because he's wrong, or because you want him to be wrong?
Mages have made their suffering known, but Templars never have. They are bound to the Order, mind and soul, with someone always holding their lyrium leash. Cullen has a chance to break that leash, to prove to himself, and anyone who would follow suit, that it's possible. He can do this. I knew that when we met in Kirkwall. Talk to him. Decide if now is the time.
All right. She has such faith in him. We don't. If he doesn't think he can do it, then why should I force him to do it? Why should I care? Because he's a good person deep down, or he's trying to be at least. Yeah. Alright, let's speak with Cullen then. This is Cullen's redemption. Or at least his redemption arc, the start of it. So, he deserves the chance. No matter our personal feelings about him.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Okay, talk to me. At least you missed. I want an explanation. Yeah, at least you missed me.
So long as you weren't aiming at me. I'm sure the box had it coming.
I swear, I didn't know you were... I never meant for this to interfere.
Right, okay. Are you okay? I know that. Also, what now? I know that. I know that.
I believe you.
But whatever good it does, promises me nothing if I cannot keep them. You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Yeah, okay, I understand. You have bad timing, or you're taking too many risks. I do understand. I get it. I get it. I wouldn't want anything to do with the Templars either.
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done.
Oh, believe me.
I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
Really? Okay. That would be best. Cullen will start taking lyrium again. Good, just do your job. Cullen will start taking lyrium again. No lyrium, that's an order. Cullen will not take lyrium. You don't need lyrium. Cullen will not take lyrium. I care about you. Nah. You don't need it. I would like to tell him that it's an order, but no, he doesn't need it, and he needs to know that he doesn't need it. I can't just tell him that it's an order. He needs to know he doesn't need it. Yeah.
You give enough, Cullen. I'm not asking you for more. The Inquisition can be your chance to start over, if you want it to be.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
All right.
All right. That's not quite how I wanted it to go down, but yeah, sure. Alright, maybe I should have ordered him then. But I don't know, it just seemed more important for me to tell him that he doesn't need it. And he needs to believe that he doesn't need it. That was sweet, but I don't think it really conveyed the message that I was going for. Not really. Okay, well, I do still want to talk to him though, about Halam Shiral. Let's see if he'll say anything about it.
I need a moment. Could we speak another time?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely, Cullen. Absolutely. Let's move on. Okay, and we've got a lot of people in here. So, Seylis nearly ran into you. Suppose we might as well.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations. The machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Shiral, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
Missed. You missed it? Really? Glad you liked it. You've seen this before, or I didn't like it. What do you mean you missed it?
You missed court
Slightly
entry?
disapproves.
When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course. An elven apostate is rarely invited to speak with empresses and kings. But from the Fade, I have watched dynasties form and empires crumble. It is sometimes savage, sometimes noble, and always fascinating. In any event, Gaspar should be a steadfast ally. Briala will keep him in check, and look after the elves.
I certainly hope so. Our people had better help. It works out for everyone. I hope it helps the elves. Yeah, I hope it helps the elves.
I hope Briala is able to use her position to help our people.
Our people? Who are? Oh, you mean elves? I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Oh, Seylis. Obviously, hun. You should consider it. That's tragic. Who, then? I agree. No. Yeah, is that I agree as in I agree you don't have much in common with the elves, or I agree as in I don't feel like I have much in common with the elves either? Either way, we're not doing it. That's tragic. I do like that. Yeah, it's like Sarah. It's like Sarah. Not wanting to be an elf. Prefer to be human. Yeah, I will. I will even take the disapproval that I'm sure is coming, because that is tragic.
People have lost so much of their history and culture. To not even think of yourself that way.
I think of myself as me. That's all I've ever needed. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, I believe Briala is doing quite well on their behalf. She is an admirable woman.
Oh, really? I admire you. I agree. You really think so? She's short-sighted. No, romance. I admire you.
You're an admirable man. Not many people know who they are the way you do.
Thank you. Both for saying that and for seeing that. Few in this world can see me, instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
Okay. I like that. A little bit of reproach there at the end. He doesn't seem to... He's not one of the elves. He's more than just an elf. Yeah, I get it. Very nice. And yes, we got the betrayal of the Empress. Oh, that is so strange. That's one heck of a body you've given her. That's one heck of a body. Well, whatever. Let's go and speak with Varric right out here. Yeah.
Now
Talk to me.
this is a hall worthy of the Inquisition.
Ah, okay, we've got rid of the scaffolding finally. And we got some ratty curtains up. Lovely.
I asked Mother Giselle, and she said you're wrong.
Probably. Does it matter? They're just stories.
We fought demons. They're real.
And they died. The Maker doesn't die. He doesn't do anything.
And that means he's real and old gods aren't.
Go talk to Giselle again. I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, I think you're getting cross purposes there. I'm a little bit confused. Varric, speak to me.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Not just distracted, that's huge. They've been taking your money for a long time. And probably not just the crime serials either, Varric. Really, be honest with yourself. It's the romance as well. It's definitely going to be the romance. I have got questions about Hawk, personal questions, Red Lyrium, and Corypheus. I don't think we have anything new to ask. I really don't. Let's go through them anyway. We'll start with these personal questions.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem. If you've got questions, I'm your dwarf.
And the Red Lyrium.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
Investigate. Why would Templars take it, and how does it petrify people? I'm pretty sure we have asked this back in Haven, but we'll ask again, just in case this is new.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the Lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a Lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
Right, true.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Well, that's a shame, because I need to ask you the other
I
thing.
can spare some time. What do you need?
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
How does it petrify people?
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person. And I don't want to find out.
Right, okay.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Okay.
Something you wanted to talk about?
And now Corypheus.
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
How did you find him?
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a rune in the Vimarks. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful darkspawn.
And they were technically right. Why didn't they just kill him?
I've never heard of Wardens locking up Darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think they could. From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control Wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The Wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
Right, and they didn't get anyone else in to try and kill him. They just locked him up. That was short-sighted of them. What is he?
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
The Wardens who imprisoned him thought he was just a darkspawn. But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a Magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the blights.
Right. And he should be dead?
You and Hawk both said before he was supposed to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
Right. Okay.
All right. I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem.
Okay, so that should be everything from Varric. I kind of want to speak to Josephine, but let's go up the tower first. We might as well speak to everyone. Dorian.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. An empress dead, an emperor under your spell, and that elven harpy eating out of your hand, if she doesn't bite it off. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
You missed that? Happy I could help. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, what do you mean you missed that?
That's something you actually miss.
Who wouldn't? All the drama, the scandal, the petty maneuverings. Back home, we engage in social affairs with the grim intensity of war. When blood is spilled, the battle is won. Less fun when you're the target, but to watch. My, yes. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
The ham of despair. Tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Apparently Corypheus was a magister.
Corypheus is a figure out of Tevinter history. He was a magister.
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believed.
But it isn't a story.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
Right. Well, thank you.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it.
I should go.
You know where I'll be.
Indeed. Okay. And I think it's just up now. I doubt we'll get anything new from Fiona, but we might as well ask.
I heard of your verdict on Alexios, Inquisitor.
Ah.
Research on your behalf is almost too kind. I hope you know what you're doing. Do be wary of anything that man proposes.
That wasn't kind. I was making him my servant. But yeah, okay. Everything's well then.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall it is going well.
Good.
I'll leave you to it.
Now let's see if she'll say anything about Halam Sharal.
Greetings again, Inquisitor.
No, okay.
I'll leave you to it.
Alright. Yeah, sure. Helisima, anything new?
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
Is it? Have we actually gotten anything from you? I don't think so. How are your duties going?
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's present state.
Good.
As you were?
Yes, Inquisitor.
Yeah, there was no quest. Okay. Well, we can turn in our research. Smouldering cores removed. That's good. And anything else? I'm actually not sure. I think so. I think we had an assassin's blade or something. No? Pretty sure there was something else. Okay. Well, never mind. Okay, and Liliana, who also has something new.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
But what do you want? You're their last resort. The Divine seems useless. Come on, Liliana, what do you want?
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Yeah. I'd help if I can. You could abandon ship, or you could let the Chantry sink. Oh. Oh. You could. Maybe you should. Maybe you should let it sink. I've got to float the idea. I've got to float the idea.
If the Chantry is a sinking ship, I say let her sink.
The Chantry did terrible things to your people. I understand why you might hate it. But do you think ages of elven hatred will just disappear if the Chantry does? Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
The Chantry preached hate, so little faith in people, oh, that would be bad. Yeah, the Chantry preached hate, though.
It was the Chantry that taught people hate and fear.
If the Chantry led them to this place, it can lead them out of it.
That's
the
an
people
odd
are
camera
sheep,
angle.
Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
True, true. Okay, I do like that. I do like that we can be more honest with Liliana. And I do like that. She's got the scale variant armor. I do like that. I thought that just because of what happened at Halam Shiral, I didn't want to change what she was wearing too much. But I did want her to have a little bit more extra armor. You know, she did float the idea of allowing the assassination, and we went along with it. So in my mind, she's going to be at least partially considering that I could betray her. I went along with her decision to betray the Empress. So yeah, a little bit extra armor around her vital points, I think. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense for her. Just for this. Just for this. Not that I really think that she would believe that we would, you know, stab her in the back, but we did go along with the assassination of the Empress. I like that. I like that. I like the thought that she's a little bit more wary of the person that she's moulding us into. Yeah, let's not do the judgment just yet. I want to speak to Josephine.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was en masse, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
Yeah, okay. This should be shaken.
The nobility needed a shock. Corypheus played them all for fools.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I must confess, when Celine was killed, my first reaction wasn't sorrow. It was disappointment. How could the Empress of Orlais be taken in by the Duchess's plot?
Yeah, she was reckless. She was only human. I feel guilty about Celine. No, I don't. She was only human. Yeah.
Powerful or not, even an empress can't know everything.
No, evidently not. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
Good, good. The ball was petty and dull. It was very exciting, or I felt out of place. Yeah, I kinda did. The ball was petty, though. Dull, I'm not sure about, because we did do a lot of exciting fighting. Although that wasn't technically part of the ball, was it? It was petty and dull, yeah.
At least all this tedious maneuvering got us something.
Tedious maneuvering caused the death of an empress, Inquisitor. I fear we won't fully see the outcome of this action for years.
Yeah. What would happen in a few years' time? Who cares? That's future me's problem. Or future you's problem, anyway. Let's get to the war table. Okay, so we have a lot of new things. Yeah, all there, because we don't have any perks. And we have 2 things ready for us. Judgment, the magic used in Redcliffe.
I have requests for information on your lineage from a few interested parties at the Winter Palace.
Andraste, preserve me. Feel free to use those requests as kindling.
No, I shall take them. I want to know who pines for our commander. We can use this to our advantage.
I am not bait.
Hush. Just look pretty.
Inquisitor, here are the results of my research. I trust they're satisfactory. Your spymaster said she might let me stroll around without my shackles if they please you, but sing no false praise on my account. Garion Alexius. Enhanced cooldown amulet. Yay. Great, thank you. Okay. Find a sponsor for the Du Paraquets. Okay, I forgot about this. Sorry, Josephine. Letter to Countess Dion. My dearest Lynette, I was injured on the way back from the Conclave when this insane war erupted between the Apostates and the Templars. I made it to a decrepit inn just before the gash on my leg turned into a fever. Fortunately, when the Inquisition's people found me, they sent for a proper healer. I owe them my life, I'm certain. I'm told the Inquisition will deliver this letter to you, which is the first peace of mind I've had since the Conclave. Stay in the capital, my love, until I can come to you. Yours always, Ellery. Okay, we got 60 influence. Alright, so that is our sponsor then. Good. Good. Oh gosh, we've got a lot of stuff, haven't we? Where's the last one? What did we have Cullen doing? Shadows of Adenarim. Okay. My Lady Inquisitor, that went far better than I'd expected, to be perfectly honest. The help your people provided led us to 4 spies, one of whom worked in the kitchens and may have been plotting my assassination. Incontestable proof that this cult and its leaders are enemies of Ferelden. I owe you a great deal, Inquisitor, and hope that my support is meaningful in your opposition to these cretins. Queen Honora Therin. Yeah, 60 influence and a Ferelden medallion of service. Sweet. Okay. Always happy to get more influence. So, dear Lord, we have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Ah! Wycombe! Okay! Yes, we're doing that first. That's the Clan Lavellan thing. Nightingale. I have new information regarding Duke Antoine of Wycombe's move against the Inquisitor's Dalish clan. It appears that Wycombe has been experiencing some sort of plague that affects only humans. The Duke has kept news of the disease quiet as his fellow nobles grow louder in their anger, blaming the elves and the Alien Age for what has been called the knife-eared plague. Antoine evidently chose to use Clan Lavellan as a scapegoat. His surreptitious move against the Dalish was an attempt to convince his nobles that he was taking action. Suspicions in the city remain high. I can gather information, but any action on my part will be high risk. Jester. Okay. It's risky, but I could attempt to send assassins to end Wycombe and his threats to the Dalish. Or Wycombe believes himself an ally of the Inquisition. My ambassadors can go where Leliana's agents cannot. I like that. I like that. Josephine could do this. Yeah. Yeah, we'll send Josephine. You do this.
Let us begin.
Because Jester is one of Leliana's, isn't it? So that's just warning me that Leliana's part would be high risk. So just leave it to Josephine. Yeah. Yeah. I hope so. I hope so anyway. Okay. Okay. Restore the port on the Storm Coast. Your worship, the Red Templars' holdings in the Storm Coast were once a working port. If you turn it to your own use, we may be able to assist. Ivor of the Blades. A note penned below in a different hand. We can hardly expect a bustling trade centre, but since we've established a presence in both Ferelden and Orlais, direct access to the Waking Sea could prove useful. Of course, the Blades of Hessarian will refuse to help unless word comes from the Herald of Andraste. Josephine. Leliana's not participating. Josephine is busy. She can arrange for additional assistance from nearby cities. Or Cullen, we can send some of our workers to assist the Blades of Hessarian. Yeah, let's do that. You do that, Cullen.
All right.
It's our people going to help, which would be... It would be better for the Blades, I think. They are sworn to me, so my people should go rather than getting other cities to help. At least that's how I'm thinking of it. Delicate Negotiations is busy. Hard in Hightown. Trouble in Skyhold. Okay. Measure Veil Strength. Patrol for the crew. Okay, okay. Let's try investigate Lord Enzo of Antiva. A report from Antiva delivered to Leliana. The Venatori are smuggling red lyrium into Antiva, but thus far they have evaded our grasp. We believe Lord Enzo of Rialto is assisting them. Enzo is clever, well-liked, and has relations among Antivan royalty. If we approach him without proof, he will bury his tracks and turn his allies against us. We must handle this carefully. Mason. Okay. Lord Enzo attends the theatre on the same night each week. His home is empty, save a few servants during that time. My agents could pay a visit. Or we could have had Josephine. I have a cousin in Rialto. If she threw a soiree and invited Lord Enzo, his house would be clear for Leliana's agents. Oh. I like that. Damn, I like that. I like Josephine's idea better. I don't really want the servants to be in danger, which they would be. I would prefer Josephine. I would prefer Josephine for this. Yeah, okay. Forget that one. Let's have a look at Hard in Hightown then. Copies of Hard in Hightown and Hard in Hightown 3, the repuncheoning, sit side by side on a table along with a note. Nightingale found several similarities to events in Varric's book, but all are slightly off. Dead magistrate was not in his home. Man found murdered in locked room was a comte, not magistrate. Executors did not send warning note directly to Donnan. Obviously, object of a plot is Sword of Hessarian, not a Penny Dreadful author. Close look at the rip-off books shows numerous grammatical and spelling errors that seemed random at first, but ciphers believe might contain coded information. Killer and author are clearly linked. Either the murder investigation or the code might lead us to a target. Scrivener. Okay, someone got in and out of Skyhold without being seen. The cipher in the book might lead us to them. Josephine wasn't participating. And Cullen, we should follow up the murder investigation. The book is just a work of fiction. No, Leliana can take this. Yeah.
Inquisitor.
Okay. It might just be a work of fiction, but I'd rather know what the code was. I'd rather know. So that should be all of them. That should be all of them with something to do. Okay, let's go. Okay. And I think there's only Vivienne to speak to. I think I didn't speak to her but everyone else I did. Oh, Cassandra approves. Nice. Oh, I probably need to speak to you about what to do next with your quest as well, don't I? Hang on. Inner circle? Yeah, a somewhat fallen fortune. Okay. Ah, we need to speak to Countess Dion in Val Royeaux. Not you. Okay. Well, never mind then. Never mind. Let's just get up to Vivienne.
Mother Giselle said the Maker is acting through us, but he doesn't do anything directly. I suppose. So the less he does, the more he's real. But old gods, archdemons, the more they do, the less they're gods.
Right. That's the story I got when I was little.
Maybe the Elder One got different stories.
Maybe. It was 1,000 years ago. And it's this door, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Vivienne.
Inquisitor, I find myself in the unpleasant position of asking you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
Ah, okay. Wyvern? What?
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
Are you calling me a monster? What is the formula?
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivienne. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
So you're not going to tell me then?
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but you won't tell me what it's for.
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. You wouldn't want me to speak about your many issues, I'm sure.
My many issues? Why do you want my help?
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
Okay. I kind of don't want to, but at the same time, I kind of do. I want to see this wyvern. We don't like her. Not at all. I don't see why we would want to do something for her or this Council of Heralds. But it does sound... It kind of sounds important. And she came to us despite really not liking us. So it's clearly very important for her. That alone would make me want to do it, just so that we have that knowledge that she had to come to us for help, and we did, and now she owes us. Yeah. In fact, I think that's probably the best that we can do to keep her on our side, really, because she must be a hair's breadth from leaving us, really. Or at least bad-mouthing us behind our back, and she is very into the game, so it wouldn't be that difficult for her to completely destroy us. So sure, I'll help, but just because of that, not because we like you.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
All right then. All right then. So Cullen's going to give me that then. What was that? That was definitely a book, wasn't it? Yeah? Ah, Vivienne's alchemy notes. A suitable replacement for the Primatus root must be derived, as the plant went extinct during the Second Blight. Dried red moss cut from a wandering hill has shown similar restorative effects. An emulsion of silverite and elfroot extract can counteract the fatal toxicity of red moss. The solution must be heated for exactly 75 minutes with magical flame. Mundane fires, regardless of fuel type, have been found to burn at too low a temperature. The heart of the snowy wyvern must be added at the last possible moment. The compound becomes unstable when exposed to light, even if stored in perfect darkness. It's only viable for 3 days. It begins to degrade in potency in a matter of hours, and experimentation has shown that the age regression effect decreases steadily over time from the moment it is synthesized. By the second day, the results are almost too subtle to detect, and by the third, it is entirely useless. Okay, age regression. Someone wants to be young again.
I can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression, who is this potion for?
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's for her. Maybe she's trying to be young again, although she's not all that old, really. Huh. We can get through here now. Yes, we can. Hey, and we're on the balcony here. Don't suppose we can get in any other doors. Okay, we can go down there. And yes, we do have other bedrooms available now. That's quite cool. 7. That's a 14 point. 14 point antlers. Okay. Sure. And they're using it for candles. Oh, that's cool looking. Very cool looking. But okay. We do have a note. A crumpled letter. My dear Ewan, you've been the light of my life, the song in my heart for over a year. Oh, Cullen's ready to report in. Nice. But the world has changed, and both of us with it. How does one live through the rending of the sky and still remain the same? I've seen oblivion through the rifts, and I fear our lives are about to end. You told me the distance between us would be hard to bear, and I said I would never seek the arms of any but yours. I was wrong. I've met someone in Val Royeaux. She is dark where you are fair. She fills her life with poetry, not battle, and her voice... Her tongue trips so sweetly on the trills and flourishes of the Orlesian language. She gives me hope that we will survive this. I'm sorry. I'll never forget you. Aurora. Okay. Damn, Ewan. Damn. Well. At least they told you and they didn't, like, try and have their cake and eat it. But still. That's still not good. But, love, you know, it happens. Take. Ah, okay, that was just another book. Okay. And there's nothing around here? Nope. Alright. Well. Someone is using it, though. If they took one of the books in there, someone is using it. Alright, oh, and it looks like we've got some growth on our plants. Good. Alright, and let's come down here. Where are we? Okay. Okay, so both of these doors go to the exact same place. And we've got 3 parts of that. 3 parts of that mosaic. Very nice. And that one's completely full. Good. Okay. Well, is that everybody? I think that's everyone. No, we haven't spoken to Morrigan. Okay.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Yeah. Where are you, Morrigan? Here you are. Hey, okay, look at you.
"'Tis a large fortress, Inquisitor. To think, Until recently, this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
You know about Skyhold?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
Really? I'm quite fond of it. Yeah, we were lucky to find it. It's defensible at least. Yeah, I'm fond of it.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Okay, thank you. That's very serious, so you'll be useful. Yeah, thanks.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Really? That does sound creepy. That is very creepy. But yeah, okay. I like that outfit. I do like that outfit. I think if she has a child, then the core of her heart mod is much nicer. She takes care of herself and seems to have cleaved to civilization more. But here, if she doesn't have a child, then yeah, I really like this one. Just to show she's still wild at heart. She hasn't really cleaved to civilization. She's just there for convenience. She's still her own person, looking out only for herself, really. I like that. I really like that. Okay. And that should be everybody. Let's grab my plants while we're here. So, I do wonder if those will they keep producing, or am I going to have to plant new seeds each time? I'll leave it and hope that they'll just keep producing. I hope. Mother Giselle, actually, yeah. Are you going to speak to me about this chantry thing?
Your worship.
Who will be the next divine?
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with Divine Justinia at the Conclave. As Inquisitor, your actions carry weight. You may affect the decision whether you intend to or not. Whoever is chosen needs your support. No one else has accomplished anything against Corypheus.
Right, okay. How are the people?
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
What would I like to know? The people at Skyhold. Yeah, why not?
How are our forces at Skyhold doing?
Still in shock, for the most part. To see Haven destroyed so soon after the Conclave. You saved many, but still lives were lost. And traveling through the wilderness did not make treating injuries easier. For all that, though, more people arrive every day. Some are refugees, but others want to help. Your Inquisition is growing. I pray you use it wisely.
I should hope so. And how are people elsewhere?
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
You have done much for the refugees in the hinterlands. Many who would have starved or frozen owe you their lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise du Lion. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Right, okay, so we still need to go to Crestwood and then Prise de Leon. Okay.
Farewell.
Be well, Inquisitor.
Well. Okay. So, let's just leave the garden, I think. Alright. Oh, yep. I would like those tables to stay. I think I'll leave it here. Next episode, I think I'll do the judgment. I might even do another round of speaking to people, see if they've got anything new. And then I think it'll be off to Crestwood to look for Hawk. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 5 videos a week, so hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.